everybody. Great to be back with you. We've been touching on some principles on how you can do it in your life and get what you want out of life. And I'm really excited to be able to help you do that, because I know when you put these into practice, the change that will take place, because I am a practitioner of these very dynamics. And I really do enjoy that. And I have my own journal. And it's interesting, I used to be very much a writer, pen and paper. I've got numbers of written journals in my library, but I'm finding right now I'm in an interesting season where I'm writing and using my pad to actually record my interactions with, which I'm fascinated by. But I do that, and I'm a two-finger typer. It's really cool. Type away, write away. It's really cool. What we've been talking about on how you really can get out of life what you want, the first area we talked about was reviewing where you're at, where you were, where you are, and where you want to go, and what you're doing. And I gave you a number of questions and encouraged you to think them through, write some of your own, challenged you about doing some finishing. You know, guys particularly, you know, finish those projects. You know, tick them off, get them off that list, and watch the difference that it makes for you. Oh, that just feels great. You know, I said to you, we're about to enter into spring. I've got some couch grass growing through my fence. I've got to dig that out because it kind of gets deep roots, and then so I can actually put my own lawn in that I want to put in. And so that's one of my projects that's coming up real soon, and I'll get that finished, which means I've got to go and buy a good spade so I can dig and get stuck into it. And then, as we've been talking about, not only reviewing and finishing projects, but thinking about where you are going and being realistic with the dreams that are in front of you. Really important to understand. Don't overextend yourselves. Don't be unrealistic. Don't set the bar too high. Set it low enough so it's challenging. Set it low enough so it's inspiring. Set it low enough so it's going to, you know, cause you to put effort in. And then watch the difference that it makes as you get into that space and really work hard. And so what you then do is this: you focus. I love doing this, and I share with people about the importance of using arrows, not shotguns, because shotguns can have anything from 100 to 200 pellets that they send out, and they go everywhere. Whereas you've got an arrow and you set it to the target and you hit it with that arrow, it just feels absolutely fantastic. And that's what focus does for you. That I know in this next 12 months I will read one book a month or one book a week. I know that I will have a date night with my wife every week. I know that I will take out once a month my children on a father and son, father and daughter night. So we'll spend time together talking, sharing and interacting. In fact, I regularly now swim with my eldest son. He loves swimming, I love swimming. Get in the pool, we pound up and down the pool, and it really is great. That focused relationship. Just recently went out with all three of my boys to the footy. We spent the whole lunchtime all afternoon together. It was just a really great time. So this is when we take the dreams and we sharpen them into the realities of the outcomes that we're actually wanting. And the challenge for us is that we actually want to deliver specific outcomes for us. And having that clear laser focus is really going to help us do that. And so when you're focused, you know what the dream looks like. You know where you're actually taking yourself. You know where you're going to be going. And remember the questions I asked you earlier? You use them again in this session of thinking about your focus and thinking about where you're going to go. So remember those questions? They were, what went well for me last year that I'm going to be doing better this year? What accomplishments did I do and that I want to actually engage with? So grab those questions, rethink them through, let them create that new future for you, and watch what it takes place. And finally, please understand this. You are the priority. We need to work on ourselves. I recently went to the doctors. I hadn't been for 5 years. Apologies, guys. We need to go on a regular basis. I'm one of those guys that kind of putting it off. I'm healthy, I'm fit, I'm doing fine. But the reality's hit that I'm not as healthy and I'm not as fine as I need to be. And my doctor said, I need you to take some omega-3, I need you to take some vitamin D, I need you to lose some weight, I need you to take some sugar out of your diet. And I've done all of that. And I'm really appreciating the value of I need to look after me, because I want to look after me to look after my wife. I want to look after me to look after my business. I want to look after me so I can look after my family and my grandchildren. And just some really hot news. In just 2 weeks ago-ish, my daughter had her second child, Piper Ray, absolutely beautiful. And I want to look after me, so I'm around long term for my grandchildren. And I know I don't look it. It feels great. I've got one of those young faces. It's really cool. You are the priority. And I want you to understand that's what this conversation is about. Work on you. Own your own space. And I have really appreciated, with the encouragement of my wife, to go to the doctors, get checked out, found out that mostly it's okay. Do these things to actually sharpen up what's going on around and about you. And you really will do, John, life better. And you will last longer. And it really is so very, very cool. The reason I brought these to you today is because I know these are the kinds of things I think about. These are the kinds of things I have conversations with my clients about, because I want them to be a much more holistic person and not imbalanced. And when we don't take this kind of time, we do get imbalanced for us, for those that we lead, for our business. And sometimes that's when we find ourselves with ill health, because this is areas that we're not doing well for ourselves. When we do them well, we don't have ill health, we're better balanced, we have a big-hearted nature, we're not being distracted by the busyness, we're more big-hearted. Please take that language on, it really will help you. And I tell you this, when you and I do this as business owners, business operators, you really will do business better.